Good morning. This is Pastor Ernie Lewis of the Blue Point Church in Sisney, Illinois, with your thoughts for Thursday. Paul's directions for Christian living in Romans chapter 12 continue here. And in verse 16, he says, "Repay no one evil for evil. Have regard for good in the sight of all men. When it is possible, as much as depends on you, live peaceably with all men." As we look back over the past year, can we think of a time, an occasion, or maybe a person where we did something that was an attempt at payback? Maybe we were trying to get even with someone for the bad things they had said or done. Well, the Bible commands us that we should never repay evil with evil. Don't give an evil deed for an evil deed. You may think that's only fair. That's the way the world thinks. But the Bible says that we are not of this world. That is actually how animals or people react when they have no regard for any higher power or they don't answer to anyone else. They regulate their own thoughts and their actions. That's not the way it should be for a Christian. We, as followers of Jesus Christ, who have committed our life and our way to God, are not of this world. We should not be acting or even reacting like them. Instead, he says, have regard for good things in the sight of all men. Back in verse 14, he reminded us to bless those who persecute you. He said, bless and do not curse them. So all of our practices, our actions, our reactions toward others should be that which is regarded as good. Even the thoughts that we harbor toward others need to be controlled by good. All our actions that we show should be for good. And then he calls us to live peaceably with all men. Now, there are two qualifying statements he makes with that. First of all, he says, if it is possible. I realize there will be some people in this world that will make it nearly impossible to live peaceably with them. They can't be gotten along with, they won't agree. And by the way, this cannot be promoted or made worse by our thoughts and actions. We must be careful. We have to exert all our efforts to make this peaceable existence possible. And the second caveat he throws in there, as much as lieth in you. That means we have to do all that we can in this venture to allow us to get along. It may call for us to bend over backwards sometimes. Sometimes we're going to have to show some one-sided grace and mercy above and beyond the call of duty. But don't think for a minute that God has never done that for you. We must do all that we can without offending God or without wounding our own conscience in order to live peaceably with others. Jesus said, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God." If there is anyone I would like to resemble in the way that I treat others, it would have to be my Father which is in heaven. Wouldn't you?